Hello, everybody, and welcome to Data Engineering Stuff. Today, we're going to talk about how the overall company strategy affects your life as a data engineer. So you think, what has my company strategy really to do with my everyday life as a data engineer? I think it's not that obvious, but I will take you through two extreme examples, and you will then see that there really is something that affects your everyday life. And I think you don't realize this until you have worked in different projects for different companies. So just let me get you through these two examples, and you will see how this could be the case, how the strategy affects your day-to-day life as a data engineer. So first, imagine two companies. One is a startup company, moving very fast, high competition, new emerging market, and you need to be really fast. You need to have your product on the market as at the really first company of all of your competitors. Okay, that's one situation. The other situation is perhaps a company, big company group from the healthcare from the healthcare sector, so public sector, and really highly regulated big company. Everything is about audits, everything is about controlling, and governance is a really big topic. Okay, this is your company strategy, I would say. Well, it's more the setting you are in, I would say. And the next thing you have is the level of organization and processes. So how are departments and teams organized? How do processes flow through this organization? How quick you are in communicating. So perhaps you want to have something done. Is there a ticket system to a team in India and you have to wait 3 days for something to happen? Or is the guy just sitting right next to your table? Okay, this is not the level I want to go into that much into detail. So the next is your data architecture. In a healthcare environment, you really have to think about many GDPR topics. You are not allowed to store that many data points and not for that long time. You have troubles with cloud stuff, with data going out of Europe and so on. And in the startup, it might be not the case. You don't have that amount of data that this is really, really a point. And you have to think in your data architecture about what are the use cases. So what do you need to support? Is everything about reliability, traceability, auditability, as this might be in this big company group from the healthcare sector? Or on the other hand, is everything about moving fast? So for example, the requirement in a startup could be, I need this new data ingested into the data platform in the next 3 hours, because 1 hour later, I want to have a report for that because I have an important meeting with the venture capital guys. In healthcare situation, we talk about client studies and stuff like that. We're talking about months and years and stuff like that. So there is no need there might be in the most cases not a need for having something done in half a day, because all the approval processes from the level above need way more longer than your technical things. So you have most of the case more trouble here than you have in a startup company, because a startup is usually moving fast, has not that many people, has really lean processes or no process for stuff. And yes, that is really something you have to take in mind here. Okay. So, you need more traceability stuff if you are on the healthcare side. You need less of that if you're perhaps in the startup area and not highly regulated sector perhaps. But now, what does that mean for your operational data engineering life? So in this startup, you want to have something just working. So you need perhaps more architecture of a data lake. So you just write some Python script that put the data in there to just assume some kind of schema. So you do a schema on read, of course, and perhaps you do more schema-less kind of thing. And you put it in production. Perhaps there's not testing. There's perhaps no CI/CD or not with that many quality gates. And so you just do stuff. And on the other hand, in this more regulated environment, perhaps you need unit tests. You need to have data lineage. You need to have the history of the data. You need to have a traceability. You really need to have the ability to really trace down the data where every data point comes from, as perhaps this might be even laws that force you to do so. So you really operate in a completely different way. You are thinking more about how can I prove that every data point is right? And on the other hand, how can I get things done in like 4 hours? So you see that your company situation and where it's moving on which markets, with which product really affects your day-to-day life without you perhaps really actively recognizing this. And I want you to think about your everyday life as a data engineer and think about how your company situation, how your company strategy affects your everyday tasks, and think about how could you better work into the direction of what your company needs at the moment. Perhaps you are in the startup company and you're pushing much unit tests and stuff like that, but perhaps it would be much better for the company to just get 3 more data products done than doing this really auditable quality stuff that you don't need at that moment in that company. So think about that, and we see us in my next video. Thank you.